Hello and good evening, everyone. My name is Kate, and I'm going to tell you about the time that I embarrassed myself pretty dramatically in front of a really, really famous celebrity. Now, what you need to know going into this story is two things. One, that my dad has a sort of supernatural ability to attract celebrities into his life, specifically for really good stories. Like one time, he traded car keys with Paul Rudd at a valet on accident. He also owes Gene Simmons like $1.87, I want to say. And so he just is full of these anecdotes that involve him having some kind of fun encounter with a famous person. The second thing that you need to know going into this story is that my siblings and I used to have an ongoing joke where we would replace Morgan Freeman as the star of really famous TV shows, and then also imagine what would that opening sequence or the theme song be if now this show stars Morgan Freeman. And oftentimes they were much better at doing this voice than I am, so apologies. But it would result in something along the lines of like, in West Philadelphia, born and raised. And the most popular one of these that we did was for all of my fellow 90s babies, The Amanda Show. And if you remember The Amanda Show, the theme song went something along the lines of Amanda, 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 Amanda Show. So the Morgan Freeman version of that would be Morgan, 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 Morgan Freeman, Morgan, Morgan, Morgan. You get the point. So my sister and my mom and I were in New York, and it was absolutely freezing. It was, I think, with the wind chill, it felt like negative 17 degrees. It's the coldest I've ever been in my life. And there's ice just everywhere. And I don't think it was snowing, but it was very, very cold. And when we were walking out of this building, this gust of frigid air comes in, and the door is opening, and Morgan Freeman comes into this building that we're exiting, and he looks at us and he makes eye contact and he goes, and we walk out and absolutely freak out. We're lighting up the family group chat because we saw a celebrity, we interacted with a celebrity that my dad didn't get to. And so this is huge bragging rights. We are on top of the world. The next time that I came to New York, my dad was with me. It was my sister and my mom again, and my dad was with us. And we, throughout this whole trip, are making jokes like, oh, should we call our friend Morgan Freeman and see if he wants to come have dinner with us? Or is that Morgan? No, I don't think that was Morgan. He would have said hi because we're like this. And we did this at dinner. We did this at lunch probably a dozen times. On that same trip, we went and saw a really famous, very popular Broadway musical that was not Hamilton. And when we did go to see Hamilton, my dad snuck backstage. So that's another story for another time. But we're at this show, and my mom is having a hard time getting the tickets on her phone. She says she's going to run into like a hotel and get them printed out. So we're standing outside the stage door. And again, wait, no, this wouldn't be freezing. This was normal temperature. But we're standing outside, and my dad looks over my shoulder and says, oh, look, Morgan Freeman. And my sister and I laugh. And then I say, Morgan, 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 Morgan Freeman, Morgan, 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 Morgan Freeman. And nobody laughed. And I look over my shoulder, and this time it wasn't a joke. And Morgan Freeman was standing about 2 yards away from me. And I don't know if it was tact or if he really didn't hear me, but there was no acknowledgement of this embarrassing moment on my behalf. But it was bad enough that I can never look him in the eye again, which then did wind up being a problem because I did wind up seeing Morgan Freeman one more time. But that is a different story, and we'll see if I get to it. So thank you for witnessing my humiliation. I hope that it provides a little bit of entertainment for the class.